Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. From Eaton, Colorado, the Brush Beet Diggers face the Eaton Reds. Good afternoon. I'm Kevin Fergus. Got the afternoon's starting lineups on this beautiful sunshiny day in Eaton. First pitch temperature is going to be 67 degrees. The Beet Digger starting lineup is brought to you by B&B Appliance. With over 30 years of experience, B&B Appliance can help match the appliances to your needs. Stop by 502 Ensign Street in Fort Morgan. The lineup for your Beet Diggers facing the Eaton Reds. Landon Mesh will hit first and pitch. Ben Metlin will hit second and play second base. Percy Odell will be the shortstop and hit third. Trey Romero will be the first baseman and hit fourth. Dylan Krob in center field hits fifth. Keaton Jillick will be at third base and hit sixth. Thatcher Queen will be in right field and hit seventh. River Hodgson in left field and hit eighth. Eli Klein will be behind the plate for your Brush Beet Diggers. For Eaton will set their lineup here. Shane Welly will be in left field. Vinny Juarez in center field. Cooper Nider in right. Tito Lopez at third, Liam Whalen at shortstop, Cash Rinker at second, Malachi Dalpra at first. Chase Schmidt will be behind the plate, and Gunnar Garrison is on the hill. Gunnar Garrison with a 1.18 ERA. He's 4-0 on the season, 23.2 innings, 13 base on balls, and 39 strikes. The first pitch brought to you by Buildings by Design. It's a ball. First impressions are important. Buildings by Design will make you vision a reality. Visit buildsbydesign.com. The second pitch from Garrison to Mesh, fouled off at the plate. Pitch to Mesh, a strike on the inside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch, and that ball's fouled off into the left, out of play over the Eaton dugout. Beautiful day, blue sky all the way around, no clouds in the sky. Garrison just looks over the top of his glove, gets a sign from Schmidt, the pitch, and ball hit out to left field. And Shane Welly takes about 2 steps back and squeezes it for the first out.
Now up for the Beet Diggers, number 9, Ben Metlin.
Ben Metlin comes to the plate. Ben Metlin playing second base today. Dimensions on this field in Eaton right after this pitch from Gunnar Garrison. And that ball hit out to right field and right on the line. And Cooper Nider is there in order to be able to haul that in. So that was a quick one, but it was right down the line. 2 outs in the inning. Percy Odell comes to the plate. 330 down the lines, 390 in left center and right center, 380 in straightaway center field. The pitch from Garrison, and that ball hit first pitch between third and short. Whalen picks it up. Odell legs it out for a base hit, infield base hit for Percy Odell.
Now up, number 10, Trey Romero.
Trey Romero comes to the plate, hitting fourth. Trey hits from the left side. Brush Beet Diggers in their gray pants with their gold jerseys and the maroon numbering and letters. And that pitch from Garrison to Romero, a ball. Garrison from the stretch. Odell 2-step, 3-step lead at first. The offering, and that pitch, a strike at the knees, inside corner. Count evens at 1. Gunnar Garrison doing what he needs to start the game. 9 pitches, 7 strikes. 1-1 pitch from Garrison, and that pitch is inside to Romero. 2 balls and a strike. 2 outs here on the top of the first inning. Eaton Reds 9-2 on the season, 1-0 in league. Brush Beet Diggers 6-3 overall, 2-0 in league. And that pitch swung at and missed by Romero. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Odell at first. Romero at the plate. Garrison with the pitch, the offering, just outside. Full count. That'll give Odell a head start as he makes sure that Garrison is to the plate. He'll be off with the pitch, and there he goes, and that pitch is inside. Romero walks. So runners at first and second.
Now up, number 8, Dylan Kropp.
Dylan Kropp comes to the plate. Eaton Reds wearing their white uniforms with red pinstripes, red numerals with black piping around that. Garrison the pitch, and that ball hits Kropp. Kropp will jog down to first base after being hit by pitch, which loads the bases. Keaton Gillick to the plate. Kropp just says, ouch, that hurt. I'm going to take just a sec and walk that off. I think that got Kropp on his left tricep as he just ducked into that pitch. Brush, bases loaded, 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Odell at third, Romero at second, Kropp at first. Keaton Gillick at the plate. Garrison full windup and the pitch just outside. And just like that, where Garrison had 7 strikes, now he has 8 strikes and 7 balls. That pitch a strike at the knees. One ball, 1 strike, the pitch, and that ball fouled off at the plate. Count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Boy, that'd be great opportunity for Brush to be able to get a base hit right here. Grass is greening up in the outfield and the infield all the way through. Be good to deposit this ball in the outfield, and that ball swung at and missed strike 3. So for Brush, no runs, 1 hit. There were no Eaton errors, and there were 3 runners left on base. After 1/2 inning of play, Brush 0, Eaton coming to the plate. You're listening to Brush Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We're back to Eaton High School in Eaton, Colorado. Here's the lineup for the Eaton Reds. Vinny Juarez leads off. Cash Rinker hits second. Liam Whalen will hit third. Malachi Dalpra hits fourth. Cooper Nider hits fifth. Jackson Denoy hits sixth. Tito Lopez hits seventh. Chase Smith hits eighth. And Shane Welly hits ninth. Gunnar Garrison is on the hill. For your Brush Beat Diggers on the field, River Hodgson in left, Dylan Kropp in center, Thatcher Queen in right, Keaton Gillick, third base, Percy Odell at shortstop, Ben Metlin at second base, Trey Romero at first, Eli Klein behind the plate, Landon Mesh on the hill. Vinny Juarez steps in with a .385 batting average, and he faces Landon Mesh with a 3.50 ERA. The first pitch to Vinny Juarez, a strike. 3.50 ERA in 4 innings pitched, 4 base on balls, 4 strikeouts for Landon Mesh. That pitch to Juarez just outside. Count evens at 1. No score here in the bottom of the first. Eaton and Brush, longtime rivals. Pitch from Mesh, just a little bit low. 2 balls and a strike. Mesh gets a sign from Eli Klein. Steps off the back of the rubber. Gathers himself back on. Here's the pitch from the full windup. And that ball hit fouled past Trey Romero at first base. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Vinny Juarez. As I mentioned, .385 on the season for Juarez. 10 hits, 1 homer, but 17 base on balls from the leadoff spot. And that ball fouled. Inside out swing, but fouled down the third baseline. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Juarez, the center fielder for the Eaton Reds. Brush plays straight up all the way around. Pitch from Mesh, just a little bit outside and low. Full count to Juarez. Juarez pitched the other day in Fort Morgan. He pitched 1 inning, gave up 6 runs. Fort Morgan took advantage of everything that Eaton was able to give them. The full count, and that ball hit out to Romero at first, line drive for the out.
That'll bring to the plate. Number 3, Cash. Rinker.
So 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Cash Rinker comes to the plate. Rinker hitting .364. Eaton in their 11 games. Rinker has 12 hits, 15 RBIs, but Rinker also has 11 base on balls. Rinker hits from the left side. Pitch from Mesh, upstairs, ball 1. Rinker started the game in Fort Morgan on Tuesday, and that pitch, curveball, and Rinker just waits on it and then hits it out in short left center field for a base hit single.
Number 25, Liam Whalen.
Liam Whalen comes to the plate. Number 3 in the order. Whalen hitting .417 on the season, 15 hits, 11 RBIs, has 2 home runs. So a runner at first. Rinker with a 3.5 step lead out to the edge of the grass. The pitch from Mesh. And that pitch, a strike. And Whalen pitched the other day against Fort Morgan as well. Eaton went through 4 pitchers. Fort Morgan scored 11 runs against Eaton's 13. Pitch, no pitch. Called time at the plate. Mesh delivered the pitch, but the umpire had already called time. Whalen thought he was taking just a little bit too long. 3.5 step lead at first. Pitch from Mesh. Curveball, outside corner at the knees. Mesh ahead in the count to Liam Whalen. No balls, 2 strikes. Pitch from Mesh to the plate. Pitch is upstairs. Change the eye level, eyesight, eye line, however you want to phrase that. One ball, 2 strikes to the number 3 hitter in the Reds order, Liam Whalen. Pitch, and that ball, curveball from Mesh, but fouled off towards the first base dugout where the diggers are housed. As that curveball comes in, Rinker hit it to left center field, and on that one, Whalen just fouled it off. Just waited on it and then fouled it off. The pitch upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Liam Whalen. Runner at first is Cash Rinker. Eaton 9-2, as I mentioned. They're 1-0 in league. They faced Fort Morgan the other day for their first league game. Brush is 6-3, 2-0. And that ball, another curve ball, but fouled at the plate. Off to the left side and out of play. Gillick gave a run to it, but realized that there's no more ground for him to continue to chase. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mesh with the offering. The pitch in the dirt, and looked like Rinker started to go, but I think Klein had a good beat on it, but the ball just trickled out of his glove underneath him. But Rinker returned to first base. So full count, 1 out. Payoff pitch to Liam Whalen from Landon Mesh. No score here in the bottom of the first inning. The pitch, and that ball hit out to right center field. And that ball's going to find green grass, and Rinker all the way to third base. Ball comes in, and the throw to the plate, and he's safe. And Whalen was waiting, and on the throw to the plate, Whalen ends up taking second base. So base hit and RBI for Liam Whalen as he hit the ball out to right center field. And Rinker came all the way around and scored. And on the throw, Wayland goes into second base. So Eaton with a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first inning, 1 out. Malachi Delpra comes to the plate, hitting .379, 11 hits, 10 RBIs. Delpra, a good-sized guy at the plate. Pitch to Delpra, a ball. Delpra wears number 15 on his back. So Wayland leads off at second with a single and RBI. Good base running by Rinker. The stretch, the pitch, just a little bit outside. 2 balls, no strikes to Malachi Delpra. Eaton with a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. Brush and Eaton did play earlier this season. And that pitch to Delpra, a ball. They played down at Runyon Field, and Eaton beat Brush 13-2. And then the next day, they beat Alamosa 24-0. And Brush they beat Alamosa 12-2, and then they lost to Eaton 13-2. So that pitch to Delpra, a strike. 3 balls and a strike. Wayland leads off at second. Eaton with 1 run in the inning. The pitch from Mesh. And that ball towards third base. 1 hop to Gillick. Gillick over to first base for the out. Nope. He's going to call the out at first, but Romero was coming off and was going to fire to third as Wayland waited until Gillick released it, and Wayland went to third on the throw from Gillick to first. So we'll go 5-3 on the put out. Two outs in the inning, Wayland at third. Cooper Nider comes to the plate. Nider hitting .281, 13 RBIs on the season. Also, Nider has some wheels. He has 3 triples to go along with, I thought he had a number of stolen bases as well. We'll see. But Wayland leads off the 1-0 pitch in the dirt. Klein keeps it in front of him. First pitch to Nider was a ball. That pitch was in the dirt for ball number 2. Two balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Eaton with a run on the Liam Whalen single to right center field. The pitch, and that ball swung at and missed by Nider. Strike 1, 2 balls and a strike. Nider open stance. Holds on to the bottom of the bat, the knob, the pitch, and that ball is fouled out of play. Count evens, 2-2. Jackson Denoy is on deck. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Eaton with a 1-0 lead. The pitch from Mesh, and that pitch just a little bit upstairs. Full count. Payoff pitch from Mesh to Cooper Nider coming up. Nider made a nice play in the top of the first inning down the line to haul in a ball that was hit, and that ball swung at and missed by Nider. Mesh strikes him out on the off-speed pitch. So for Eaton, they scored 1 run on 2 hits. There were no brush errors, and they leave 1 runner on base. After 1 complete inning of play, Eaton 1, Brush 0. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. To the top of the second inning we go. Brush trails the Eaton Reds 1-0 as Eaton was able to score 1 run on 2 hits in the bottom of the first inning. Gunnar Garrison on the hill for the Eaton Reds. And for your Brush Beat Diggers, Thatcher Queen will be coming to the plate. Gunnar Garrison, a junior, but he's already signed in order to go to BYU as a pitcher, I presume, yes. And he's upper 80s to low 90s. He's touched 91 from my report that I end up getting. Thatcher Queen steps in for your Brush Beet Diggers here in the top of the second. Queen with very, very few at bats, but 167 on the season. And that pitch swung at and missed by Queen. Fouled off at the plate. Fouled off and popped out of Chase Schmidt's pud. Garrison the sign from Schmidt, the pitch. And that ball fisted out to third base. Tito Lopez picks it up over to first. Dalpra 5-3 on the putout. Tito Lopez had to pick it up and throw on the run. Nice play for the first out. On the soft grounder that Thatcher Queen fisted out towards Lopez. That pitch from Gunnar Garrison to River Hodson, fouled off into the right side. Hodson down in the count, no balls and a strike. Hodson hitting a straight up 300, and that pitch to Hodson, strike 2. Hodson down on the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Top of the first inning, Eaton with a 1-0 lead, and that ball was thrown behind Hodson. He was able to get the bat out of play, because otherwise it could have hit his bat. But nonetheless, it was a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to River Hodson. Gunnar Garrison just looking over the top of his glove. Good sized gentleman. Strike 3, outside corner. No swing. 2 outs in the inning.
Number 26, Eli.
Strikeout looking. Gunnar Garrison, 24 pitches, 16 strikes, 8 balls. That's right where you want to be. 67% strikes. Garrison pitch. Pitch a strike to Eli Klein. Garrison hit the other day. Broke up the 9-9 tie and hit a 365-foot home run in Fort Morgan. The pitch from Garrison, just outside. Ball on a strike to the number 9 hitter, Eli Klein. Klein hitting 200 on the season, but leads the team in 5 hit-by pitches. Klein reaches out his bat and fouls it down the right field line. Klein down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gunnar Garrison is 4-0 on the season. And that pitch swung at and missed by Klein. 1-2-3 inning for the Eaton Reds, Gunnar Garrison. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base after 1.5 innings of play. Eaton 1, Brush 0. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Welcome back to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Kevin Fergus with you today, bringing Eaton and Brush baseball. 1-2-3 inning, top of the second inning. 2 strikeouts by Gunnar Garrison. That's 3 for the game. He does have 1 base on ball. Landon Mesh on the hill for your Beet Diggers. He'll be facing the designated hitter, Jackson Denoy. Denoy comes to the plate, hitting .545, has a home run on the season. Landon Mesh finishes up his last couple warm-up tosses. So far, Mesh has been able to change speeds enough in order to keep Eaton off balance, but we'll see how long Landon can keep that up before Eaton makes some adjustments. Of course, Brush needs to make some adjustments to Gunnar Garrison's upper 80s fastball. Start the bottom of the second inning. Jackson Denoy steps in, open stance. Pitch from Landon Mesh. And that ball hit down the right field line, and that's going to curl foul, but too far out of play for Thatcher Queen in order to be able to run it down for the out. So strike 1. Gets it into Trey Romero. Romero over to Mesh. This is the first time I've been to the Eaton Reds' new baseball field at their new high school. Pitch from Landon Mesh, just outside, ball one. Beautiful field. Got a hitter's background in straightaway center field, 380 feet from home plate. 1 ball, 1 strike to Denoy. The pitch from Mesh. Just a little bit low, 2 balls and a strike. Eaton with a 1-0 lead. Cash Rinker had a single. Liam Wayan had a single. But Rinker was able to motor all the way around from first base and scored. Pitch fouled down the third baseline by Jackson Denoy. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the freshman. 545 on the season, 1 home run. Mesh the sign from Klein, the 2-2 offering. Strike 3, right at the corner, at the knees. Strike 3, bat was still on his shoulder. 1 out. Nice pitch by Landon Mesh. Tito Lopez comes to the plate. Tito Lopez hitting .231 in limited use, freshman, but made a nice play in the top of the second inning on Thatcher Queen's fisted ball towards third base. That pitch, a strike to Lopez. Lopez picked that ball up and threw it over to Delpra at first for the out. Here we are, bottom of the second. Lopez with 0-1 pitch, and that ball in the dirt. Klein keeps it in front, skips a little bit away, but count evens at 1. It's one thing I noticed the other day in that Fort Morgan and Eaton game. Todd Hernandez used his bench very well. Pitch, 1 hopper back to Mesh at the mound and over to Trey Romero for the second out in the inning. So easy, 1-3 on the put out.
Number 22, Chase Schmidt.
Chase Schmidt comes to the plate. I think Coach Todd Hernandez used 12, 13, 14 players the other night in that game against Fort Morgan. Pitch from Mesh, 2 outs in the inning, a strike belled high at the outside corner. Eaton with a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. 2 outs, the pitch from Mesh, just outside. Count evens at 1. Chase Schmidt hitting .333 on the season. Fouls it off at the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Shane Welly, the left fielder, is the number 9 hitter, and he's on deck. The 1-2 from Mesh, just a bit upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the second inning. The 2s have it. The pitch from Mesh, and that ball fouled at the plate by Chase Schmidt. Mesh changing speeds, throwing enough off-speed pitches, just enough in order to keep some of these hitters off balance. The 2-2, just a bit outside. Full count to number 22, Chase Schmidt. Schmidt, the catcher for these Eaton Reds. The 3-2 offering. That ball hit on the end of the bat. Foul. Sometimes when a ball is hit off the end of the bat, it has enough spin and English. You just never know. That one stayed foul. I've seen where the ball goes off and it curls back and fair, and the batter's still at the plate. The 3-2. And that pitch was outside of the zone and in the dirt. So Schmidt down to first. We'll have a courtesy runner. Beckett Pierce comes on to be the courtesy runner for the catcher, Chase Schmidt. So Pierce on at first. Shane Welly, the number 9 hitter, to the plate.
Courtesy runner number 23.
Welly
Pierce.
hitting .269, 7 hits on the season, but he's also been hit by pitch 4 times. So Welly at the plate. Beckett Pierce, 3.5 step lead out to the edge of the grass. The pitch. And that ball popped up. Percy Odell has to move maybe 2 steps. Makes the 3rd out. So for Eaton, no runs, no hits, no brush errors, 1 runner left on base. After 2 complete innings of play, Eaton 1, Brush 0. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Beautiful baseball weather at Eaton Reds baseball field at their high school in Eaton, Colorado. 1661 Collins Street, but if you're coming to the game, it's just off of County Road 35. There's plenty of parking. Gunnar Garrison finishes up his warm-ups, and Chase Schmidt will throw it down. Brush does have 1 hit on the day. Brush trailing the Eaton Reds 1-0 here in the top of the 3rd inning. Landon Mesh comes to the plate. Mesh 0 for 1 on the day. He came into the game hitting .469 with 15 hits, 10 RBIs. Mesh hits from the left side. Gunnar Garrison from the full windup. Pitched just outside, but the umpire called it a strike. I've got a pretty good vantage point. I thought that looked like that come right down chalk line, but umpire called it black. Anyway, the pitch, and that ball popped up mile high. Second baseman comes in, Cash Rinker makes the catch. He has to fight the sun and the sky, but out nonetheless. Pop up for the 1st out. Cash Rinker with the out. Ben Metlin comes to the plate. Metlin flew out down the right field line his first time at the plate, and that pitch, a strike at the knees. The 0-1 pitch, Gunnar Garrison to the plate. Just a bit low and inside. Count evens at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Ben Metlin at the plate. The pitch on its way, and a strike inside corner at the knees. Metlin down on the count. A ball and 2 strikes. Pitch from Garrison. Curveball, change speeds. Ball hit out towards Tito Lopez at 3rd base, and the ball goes through his glove for the error. So Eaton with a error on the day. Metlin on at first. Percy Odell comes to the plate. Odell with a single, infield single, his first at bat. Pitch. That pitch tailed in, caught the inside part of the plate. So Odell down in the count. No balls and a strike. Metlin leads off at first. Pitch swung at and missed as Gunnar Garrison pulled the string. So Odell down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Metlin leads off, 3-step lead, and the pitch, and that ball fisted foul down the right field line. Garrison 37 pitches, 27 strikes here in the top of the 3rd inning. 1 out in the inning. No balls, 2 strikes from the stretch. Gunnar Garrison. And that ball hit out to left center field for a base hit. Odell 2 for 2 on the day. Metlin at second. Odell at first.
Number 10, Trey Romero.
Trey Romero comes to the plate, hits from the left side. Romero walked in the top of the 1st inning. Runners at 1st and 2nd. The pitch from Garrison. That ball fouled straight back into the screen. No balls and a strike to Trey Romero, hitting .333 on the season. 8 base on balls for Trey, senior, for the Brush Bee Diggers. Number 10 on his back. Garrison gets a sign from Schmidt. Runners at first and second. Garrison takes a look back at the runner at second, the pitch. And that ball, a wild pitch in the dirt, and runners move up. Count evens at 1, but runners at second and third. On the wild pitch by Gunnar Garrison. I suppose there'd be an argument that you could end up having a pass ball by Chase Schmidt, but I think he had to really lean quite a ways in order to try to block that ball. It might have come off his glove, but I think we're safe in saying that was a wild pitch. So runners at second and third for the Brush Beet Diggers. 1 out. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike to Trey Romero from the full windup, Gunnar Garrison. The pitch, and that ball, line drive, center field. 1 run is in, and the second run comes in. So Brush will have a 2-1 lead here in the top of the third inning on the 2 RBI single by Trey Romero. Trey Romero just stayed with that, hit it straight up the middle, right where it came from, and got the 2 RBIs. The 2 runners came around and scored. So Brush with a 2-1 lead over the Eaton Reds. Dylan Krob was hit by pitch, his first at bat, and he comes up, and that ball's fouled back into the screen. Trey Romero at first base. Nice hit by Trey Romero. Dylan Krob had a good cut at that fastball from Gunnar Garrison. The 0-1 pitch from the stretch, Garrison. That pitch low and in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Garrison gets a sign from Schmidt, sets up on the inside part of the plate. Ball hit out to Cash Rinker at second. Picks it up, throws it over to first for the out. 4-3 on the put out as Romero moves on to second base.
Third baseman, Eaton.
So runner at second, 2 outs. 2 runs in for the Brush Beet Diggers here on the top of the third inning. Romero leads off. Keaton Gillick at the plate and fouls that back into the screen. Gillick struck out on an off-speed pitch from Garrison in the first inning with the bases loaded. Brush with a 2-1 lead, top of the third. Romero at second. Gillick at the plate from the stretch. And Gillick calls time, granted by the umpire. No pitch delivered by Garrison. 45 pitches for Garrison, 33 strikes, 12 balls. Here we are in the top of the third. The pitch, the Gillick, a strike at the knees. Took a little bit off that pitch, so Gillick down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Garrison, the pitch. That ball fisted towards Whalen at short over to first, and 6-3 on the put out for the Brush Beet Diggers in the top of the third inning. 2 runs on 2 hits. There's 1 runner left on base. There was 1 Eaton error, and after 2.5 innings of play, Brush Beet Diggers 2, Eaton Reds 0. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We come into this game, and Eaton has moved their way up on the rankings. Latest seeding index, Eaton was 4th with their 9-2 record. Brush was up as high as 2nd, but they dropped down to 6th after their loss on Tuesday to Berthoud. So Eaton is 4th on the seeding index. Brush is 6th. It's still early. Goodness, I mean, this is just the 10th of April. There's a lot of baseball to be played. Another month of games. But Brush 6-3 on the season. 2-0 in league. Mesh on the hill. He faces Vinny Juarez. here in the bottom of the third inning. That pitch just outside to Juarez. Juarez lined out his first at bat. 0 for 1 on the day. Cash Rinker on deck. Mesh the sign from Klein, the pitch. Outside, ball 2. Pitch from Mesh, the 2-0 offering. Upstairs, ball 3. Mesh working quickly, the 3-0 pitch, strike outside corner. Juarez was taking the whole way. 3 balls and a strike in the bottom of the third inning. Brush Bee Diggers with a 2-1 lead. Mesh with the offering, just on the outside corner. Took a little bit off that, and now we have a full count. Brush 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. Eaton 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error. Bottom of the third inning. Strike 3. Bat still on shoulders.
Second baseman, number 3, Cash Rinker.
As Mesh ends up striking out Vinny Juarez. Cash Rinker comes to the plate. Rinker with a single, his first at bat, and then came around and scored Eaton's lone run. That ball hit out to center field. Dylan Krob back, and loses it in the sun. And that's a double for Cash Rinker. Krob got turned around on that as that ball was hit out. Looked like it was going to go a little bit towards right center field, and then the ball ended up fading back towards left center field. It was pretty much straightaway center field, and then the ball just got past Krob in center field. So Rinker on at second. Liam Whalen with the RBI single in the first. Went out in the inning. That ball's underneath the catcher as Rinker moves up to third on the pass ball. Rinker at third. 1-0 count to Liam Whalen. Mesh the sign from Klein, the pitch. Upstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. Liam Whalen with 12 RBIs on the season. This is the 12th game for Eaton, the pitch, and that ball hit out to center field to Krob. We'll have a sacrifice fly, the catch, the tag, and the score. We're all tied up here in the bottom of the third inning.
First baseman, number 15.
2 outs in the inning. 2 runs, 3 hits for Eaton. 2 runs, 3 hits for Brush. The difference, Eaton does have an error. Malachi Delpra comes to the plate in the 2-2 tied game here in the bottom of the third. Landon Mesh, the pitch. That ball was low and inside to Delpra. Liam Whalen with second RBI on the day. So 2 RBIs for Whalen, 13 on the season. Strike outside corner, belt high. 1 ball, 1 strike to Malachi Delper, the first baseman. Mesh the sign from Klein. Klein scoots just a little bit to the outside. The pitch, curve ball, a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. Brush 2, Eaton 2. Pitch from Mesh. Pitch, a strike at the knees. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. Brush with 2 runs in the top of the third. Eaton with a single run in the first and a single run here in the third. Pitch from Mesh. Pitch, strike 3, looking. Mesh with his third strikeout on the day. So Eaton, 1 run on 1 hit, no brush errors, nobody left on base after 3 complete innings of play. Brush 2, Eaton 2. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush Beat Diggers, Eaton Reds hooked up in Eaton, Colorado. Brush 2, Eaton 2. Gunnar Garrison finishing up his warm-up pitches for the Eaton Reds. Thatcher Queen will come to the plate here in the top of the 4th inning. Thatcher Queen fisted one towards Tito Lopez in the 2nd inning. So Queen 0 for 1 on the day. Garrison the pitch. Strike belt high outside corner to Thatcher Queen. Thatcher Queen, the right fielder for the Diggers today. The pitch from Garrison. That pitch outside corner at the knees. Queen down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch from Garrison swung at and missed. Strike 3. One out here in the top of the 4th inning. River Hodson to the plate. Hodson struck out his first at bat. Garrison, the pitch, swung at and missed by Hodson. Brush hanging tough today. 2-2. Brush and Eaton on the runs, and that ball fouled at the plate by River. Hodson down on the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Garrison has shown himself that he just goes right at the batters, the pitch, and that swung at and missed by Hodson. Strike 3. Strikeout swinging, 2 outs in the inning. Eli Klein comes to the plate. Klein struck out his first at bat. That's 5 strikeouts for Gunnar Garrison. Pitch to Klein, took quite a bit off that pitch, but Klein out on his front foot and swings through that pitch. Strike 1. Garrison working quickly, and that ball swung at and missed on a pitch that was low and in. Strike 2. Garrison 55 pitches on the day, 43 strikes. The pitch from Garrison, strike 3. Number 6 on the strikeouts for Gunnar Garrison. Strikeouts 1, 2, 3 here in the top of the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. After 3.5 innings of play, Brush 2, Eaton 2. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Halfway through the ball game in Eaton, Brush with a 2-2 tie with Eaton Reds. Landon Mesh has only given up the 3 hits to Cash Rinker and Liam Whalen, but those 2 have done the work in order to be able to get Eaton's 2 runs. Fort Morgan Mustangs play tomorrow at Sterling. And that game will be broadcast on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush plays Sterling on Saturday in Brush at 11 o'clock. And that game will be on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Landon Mesh finishes up his warm-up tosses.
Number 4,
Cooper Nider comes to the plate. Struck out, swinging his first at bat. Landon Mesh through the 3 innings, 60 pitches, 33 strikes. Mesh the sign from Klein, the offering. That ball in the dirt. Ball 1. Landon Mesh with 3 Ks today. Gunnar Garrison has doubled him up with 6 through his 4 innings of work so far, and that pitch swung at and missed by Cooper Nider. 1 ball, 1 strike to Nider, the right fielder. Just a couple small whiffs of clouds in the sky. The pitch. That ball fouled down third baseline past Coach Todd Hernandez. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Nider. Nider wears number 4 on his back. Landon Mesh, the sign, the pitch, curveball, just missed inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Nider. Klein sitting up on the outside part of the plate, and that ball hit out to left field. River Hodson back. And that ball is over the fence for a home run by Cooper Nider. Cooper Nider. That's his first home run on the season. So Eaton takes the lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. When he hit that, I didn't think he got all of it, but River Hodson turned and ran, and I think Cooper's ball just carried. Hodson said that ball's over the fence. So probably somewhere between 330 and 390, probably about 350, 360 on the hit. Eaton with a 3-2 lead over the Beat Diggers. The pitch to Jackson Denoy, a ball. See how Landon Mesh responds after giving up the home run. 4th hit for Eaton. Pitch, curveball, just missed inside. 2 balls, no strikes to the designated hitter, Jackson Denoy. The 2-0 offering. Pitch inside. 3 balls, no strikes. That's what you don't want to see after you give up a home run, is you come back and you throw three balls in a row. You want to see him attack the zone pitch. And that pitch, ball 4. So after the home run, 4-pitch base on ball, Denoy down to first base. Tito Lopez, who grounded out his first time, comes to the plate. Denoy, a freshman. Lopez, a freshman. Eaton has several freshmen that are playing. Chase Schmidt, the catcher, a freshman. And bunt down towards Gillick, over to first base, and the out. 5-3 on the putout. And on the sacrifice, and Denoy takes second base.
Chase is the plate. Schmidt.
Sacrifice bunt. Gillick fielded it correctly. 3-1 on the putout. I'm sorry, 5-1 on the putout, and Denoy takes second. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Eaton with a 3-2 lead. The pitch, and that ball fouled down left field line by Chase Schmidt. Jackson Denoy at second. Eaton with a 3-2 lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Denoy with a 4-step lead at second base. Mesh from the stretch, the pitch, and that ball towards Perciodal. 2 hops, takes the throw over to Romero at first. 6-3 on the putout. Second out in the inning. On the ground out, Denoy takes third. So Denoy on at third, 2 outs in the inning. Eaton with a 3-2 lead. Shane Welly, the number 9 hitter, comes to the plate. Welly, and that ball's hit down the third baseline, foul. Umpire put his hands up quickly as it skips past the bag and into left field. Obviously, that would have scored a run, but nonetheless, foul. So Welly at the plate. Eaton with a 3-2 lead. Denoy leads off at third. 2-step lead, 2 outs. The 0-1 pitch. just gets underneath Klein. The pitch was just a little bit outside. Count evens at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Landon Mesh gets a sign from Eli Klein, his battery mate, the pitch. And that ball popped up. And all we got to do is squeeze it. Percy Odell out, catches it. So Eaton on the 75th pitch from Landon Mesh pops out for the out. Eaton scores 1 run on 1 hit, and there was 1 runner left on base. So after 4 complete innings of play, Eaton 3, Brush 2. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Kevin Fergus with you today, bringing you Brush Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network as Brush hooking up with Eaton. In Eaton, beautiful day, just a few wisps of clouds in the blue sky, 67 degrees, game time temperature. Gunnar Garrison finishes up his warm-up tosses. Gunnar Garrison, BYU bound, but he's still a junior, so he still has another year before he can take that offer up. 6 strikeouts through the 4 innings. He's given up 1 base on ball. Landon Mesh comes to the plate. Mesh 0 for 2 on the day. Pitch from Garrison to Mesh, strike outside corner at the knees. Brush 2 runs, 3 hits. Eaton 3 runs, 4 hits. Eaton does have an error. And that ball fouled back and over the screen by Mesh. Down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. The game is 1 hour old here in the top of the 5th inning, and that ball's fouled up and over the screen. Brush has 4 runners left on base. Eaton has 3 runners left on base. Not much difference between these 2 teams today, except the home run by Cooper Nider. That ball hit out to shortstop. Liam Whalen picks it up, throws over to Malachi Dalpra at first, who stretches. 6-3 on the putout. Ben Metlin to the plate. Metlin reached last at bat on the air by Tito Lopez, and then came around and scored the first pitch, a strike at the knees to Metlin. Garrison working quickly. Strike 2, inside corner of the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. The offering, strike 3. Bat still on the shoulder. Garrison, I think, put a little bit extra on that one for strike 3. Strikeout number 7 for Gunnar Garrison. 2 outs in the inning. Percy Odell 2 for 2. 2 of the 3 hits for the Diggers. And that pitch, a ball. Odell digs in the pitch. That ball hit out towards shortstop. 2-hopper to Liam Whalen. Over to first base, Dalpra. 6-3 on the putout. 1-2-3 for the Brush Beat Diggers here in the top of the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. After 4.5 innings of play, Eaton 3, Brush 2. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. In-game temperature 68 degrees. Not much of a wind, if any. It's calm. Beautiful baseball weather in Eaton, Colorado. Brush Beat Digger Baseball, we go to the bottom of the 5th inning with Eaton with a 3-2 lead over your Brush Beat Diggers. Brush Beat Diggers lost to Eaton 13-2 when they played down at Runyon Field. That was over 3 weeks ago. Brush competing with the Reds today. Vinny Juarez comes to the plate here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 0 for 2 on the day. Pitch from Mesh, a strike at the knees, outside corner to the left-handed hitting Vinny Juarez. Landon Mesh, the sign from Eli Klein, set up on the outside corner of the plate, the pitch. And that ball fouled down the right field line.
Come on, Vinny, straighten out.
The 0-2 pitch from Mesh to Klein on its way. The pitch just outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He has called that one a strike a couple times for Garrison. The 1-2 pitch. That ball swung at and missed, strike 3. Strikeout number 4 for Landon Mesh against these Eaton Reds. That strikeout was a swinging strikeout, but Cash Rinker comes to the plate, 2 for 2 with a single and a double. And he scored twice on Liam Whalen's base hit and sacrifice fly. The pitch from Mesh, and that ball, 2-hoppered out to Odell at short. Odell over to first, and that ball sails. Rinker safe on the air.
Liam Whalen.
Throwing error by Odell. So Rinker on at first. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Liam Whalen at the plate. Liam Whalen with 2 RBIs on the day. That pitch upstairs to Whalen. Whalen digs in at the plate. Mesh gets a sign from Klein. Rinker leads off at first. And that pitch, strike on the outside corner at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Eaton with a 3-2 lead over your Brush Bead Diggers. Beautiful day. Grass is greening up. Baseball weather perfect. That pitch outside to Whalen. 2 balls and a strike. Eaton with single runs in the 1st, 3rd, and 4th innings. Brush has 2 runs in the 3rd inning. Check Rinker at first. Mesh over to Romero on the pickoff. Rinker back safely. Rinker with a 3-step lead. Foot on the grass. And off he goes. And that pitch in the dirt. Good pitch to run on. Rinker steals second base. 3 balls and a strike to Liam Whalen. What's that? Oh, okay. We're going to have batter interference, so the runner is going to be out at second base. As Whalen was getting out of the way of the pitch, he just got in the way of Klein as he's throwing down to second. So Rinker is out. And that would be batter interference, but we'll just do that and do that like that. Okay, so Whalen at the plate. 3 balls, 1 strike to Liam Whalen, 2 outs in the inning. And that ball grounded up the middle. Odell picks it up, throws over to first, but Whalen safe at first. I think that would have been a base hit. Odell picked it up and threw, but Whalen gets down the line pretty quick. So we'll give him a single. So Whalen on at first. Mesh sitting at 85 pitches. Malachi Delpra steps in At the plate, the cleanup hitter for the Eaton Reds, Waylon, lead off at first, and that pitch, curveball outside to Delpra. Mesh, Waylon was starting to go, but on the pickoff, he gets back to the bag. So the 1-0 pitch to Delpra, Waylon off with the pitch and the throwdown, and he has second base stolen. Pitch was a ball. Waylon steals second. Waylon on at second, 2 outs. 2 balls, no strikes to the cleanup hitter, Malachi Delpra. Pitch, and that hits Delpra on the left hip. So he'll go down to first base. So runners at first and second. Cooper Nider with the home run to give Eaton the 3-2 lead in the 4th inning. So runners at second, 2 outs. Landon Mesh, the pitch to Nider, outside a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Brush playing straight up defense. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Eaton with a 3-2 lead. The pitch from Mesh, strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cooper Nider, open stance. Calls time at the plate, umpire grants it. Bless you. Runners at first and second for Eaton here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Cooper Nider at the plate, the pitch. Inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Home run by Nider in the 4th inning. Probably hit 360, 365, left field straight away. The 2-1 pitch from Mesh, outside corner. Called a ball. 3 balls and a strike. .92 pitches by Landon Mesh here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. 3-1 count. Hitters count. Pitch upstairs, ball 4. Bases are loaded.
Number 15, Malachi.
Waylon on at third. Delpra on at second. Nider at first. Jackson Denoy comes to the plate, 0 for 1 on the day. Denoy struck out looking his first at bat and walked his last at bat after the Cooper Nider home run. Landon Mesh from the full windup to his battery mate Eli Klein. The offering in the dirt, pass ball, and the run comes in and scores. Waylon scores. Eaton with a 4-2 lead.
Figure score 4-2 Reds.
So runners at second and third. Denoy gets the RBI. Coach Tom Odell comes out and talks to Landon Mesh and his charges. All the infielders come in. Wiggins Electric. Count on Wiggins Electric for quick, efficient, and courteous service to keep you up and running. They provide you with the service products you need at your most critical time. Coach Odell still talking with his players. He's going to head back to the dugout, but Western Engineering Consultants, since 2003, they've been providing big firm product with a small firm relationship. Visit westerneci.com for more. Landon Mesh back on the hill. Runners at second and third. Eaton with a 4-2 lead. The 1-0 count to Jackson Denoy, who has the RBI on the pass ball at the plate. And that pitch hit out to left center field. That's going to find green grass. 2 RBIs for Jackson Denoy. So Denoy gets 3 RBIs in that one at bat at Jackson Denoy. Has a double.
Now bringing to the plate, number 6. Third baseman, Tito. Bad walk-up song, Lopez.
So Denoy at the plate. Eaton with a 6-2 lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. And that ball popped up by Tito Lopez. And Ben Metlin settles underneath it for the 3rd out. So for Eaton, they score 3 runs on, let's see, what do we got here? 3 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 brush beat digger error. And there was 1 runner left on base. So after 6 complete innings of play, Eaton 6, Brush 2, you're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush Beat Diggers to the top of the 6th inning we go. They trail the Eaton Reds 6-2 as Eaton scored 3 in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Gunnar Garrison on the hill, 4-0 on the season for the Eaton Reds. Gunnar Garrison through his 5 innings of work at this point, 65 strikes, 65 pitches, 52 strikes. Very economical in his distribution of pitches. He's been around the zone quite a bit, almost 75% the pitch a ball to Trey Romero as he leads off here in the top of the 6th inning. Pitch from Garrison, pulled the string, and Romero out on his front foot swings through that pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Garrison, the offering, and that ball hit out to center field. Oh, not far enough. And Liam Whalen settles underneath it for the pop out to short center field.
Number 8, center fielder, Dylan Kropp.
Dylan Kropp to the plate. 0 for 1 on the day. Pitch to Kropp, a strike, outside corner, letter high. Garrison, the sign from Schmidt, the pitch, grounded out to Cash Rinker at second. Rinker over to Delpra at first, 4-3 on the put out. 2nd out in the inning.
Bring to the plate, number 12, Keaton Gillick.
Keaton Gillick to the plate, 0 for 2 on the day. Garrison 70 pitches, 56 strikes. The pitch from Garrison to Gillick, a little bit outside and low. Garrison, the offering, swung at and missed by Gillick. Count evens, 1. Eaton with a 6-2 lead. Top of the 6th inning. Pitch from Garrison, took a little bit off. That ball sailed past Chase Schmidt, the catcher. No harm, no foul. Nobody on base. 2-1 count. Pitch. Strike at the knees. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Keaton Gillick. Pitch number 75 from Gunnar Garrison, the offering. And that ball, 2-hopper to Tito Lopez. Keeps it in front of him, throws over to first base. And that ball down the line. We'll call it an error because Lopez did not field that ball cleanly.
Now to the plate, right fielder, number 4, Thatcher Queen.
Thatcher Queen comes to the plate. So 2 errors on the day by Lopez at third base. Coach Tom Odell is going to make a change, and Malachi Teal will come to the plate in place of Thatcher Queen. Malachi Teal. Teal hits from the left side. Teal, a sophomore. Good head on his shoulders. Grew up in a baseball family. His grandfather, Jerry Teal, coached a long time in Fort Morgan. Keaton Gillick on at first via the air. The pitch to Teal, a ball. One ball, no strikes to Teal. 2 outs in the inning. Garrison from the stretch, the offering. Strike at the knees. Center cut. 1 ball, 1 strike. Garrison pitch, and that ball, 1 hopper to Lopez at third, over to first, Delpra. Delpra taken off the bag and puts a tag on Teal for the 3rd out, so no runs, no hits. There was 1 Eaton error and 1 runner left on base. After 5.5 innings of play, Eaton 6, Brush 2. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush Beat Diggers trail the Eaton Reds as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, 6-2. We have a pitching change. Trey Romero will be on the hill for the Beat Diggers. Moving over to first base is Keaton Gillick. Ben Medlin moves from second to third, and from the hill, Landon Mesh goes from the pitching mound to second base. Landon Mesh pitched well today, 4 strikeouts on the day against the Eaton Reds. And until that last inning, they did very good behind Landon Mesh defensively. So I think I've got everything straight. The first pitch from Trey Romero. Pitching from the left side, a ball to Chase Schmidt. So we got Metlin at third, Odell at short, Mesh at second, Gillick at first. The pitch, a strike at the knees, inside corner to Chase Schmidt. 1 ball, 1 strike. In the outfield, we've got River Hodson in left, Dylan Krob in center, and we've got Malachi Teal in right. Pitch from Romero to Schmidt at the plate, a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bottom of the 6th, Eaton with a 6-2 lead. The pitch, and that ball popped up. Landon Mesh covering his eyes. The sun takes 3 steps back, makes the catch for the out.
That'll bring to the plate. Number 1, left fielder, Shane Welly.
Shane Welly comes to the plate. Number 9 hitter for the Eaton Reds, 0 for 2 on the day. Romero, the sign from Klein, pitch outside, ball 1. Pitch from Trey. A pitch is a strike at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. Eaton 6 runs on 6 hits. Brush 2 runs on 3 hits. Both have committed an error. Brush with 5 runners left on base. That pitch just outside by Trey Romero. Two balls and a strike. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Brush Beat Diggers trail the Eaton Reds 6-2. That pitch, a curveball, strike. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Trey Romero, the offering. That pitch upstairs, ball 3. Full count to the hitter, Shane Welly. Welly came into the game hitting .269. His average will drop a little bit. And that pitch swung at and missed. Fouled off at the plate. Full count to Welly. Top of the order, Vinny Juarez on deck. Romero, the pitch. That ball popped up. Straightaway center field. Krob comes in, makes the catch. Out number 2.
Out, 2 outs. That'll bring in the plate. Center fielder, number 9, Vinny Juarez.
Vinny Juarez to the plate, 0 for 3 on the day. Lined out to Romero at first base in the first inning. Struck out his last 2 at-bats to Landon Mesh. The pitch from the left-handed pitching Trey Romero to the left-handed hitting Vinny Juarez. Pitch is a ball. Pitch just outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Juarez came into the game hitting .385. The 2-0 pitch outside, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes to number 9, the leadoff hitter for the Eaton Reds. The offering, strike, taking all the way. 3 balls and a strike, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Eaton with a 6-2 lead. Romero, the pitch, just outside, ball 4. Cash Rinker comes to the plate, 2 for 3 on the day, a single, double, and reached via an error.
Cash Rinker.
Gunnar Garrison, the bat boy down in the Eaton dugout. Pick off over to first as Juarez takes a lead. Romero sees it, throws over there. Jillick puts tag on, but he's back safe. Juarez with 3-step lead. Romero, the pitch. Inside, ball 1. Juarez the lead. 3-step at first base. Romero from the left side, the pitch, and pick off over to Jillick. Safe. Six to 2, Eaton over the Brush Bee Diggers. 3-step lead, the pitch. That ball in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes to Cash Rinker. Cash Rinker, Liam Whalen doing their magic in the first and the third inning. And that ball hit up the middle by Rinker for a single. And Juarez takes third. And on the throw, Rinker takes second. So base hit by Rinker.
Liam, the highwayman, Whalen.
And Rinker at second, 3 for 4 on the day. Liam Whalen at the plate, 2 for 2 on the day with a sac fly. So we've got runners at second and third. 2 outs, Liam Whalen at the plate. Pitch to Whalen, a ball. Juarez at third, Rinker at second, the pitch, a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pitch from Romero. And that ball fouled up and out of play. 2 balls and a strike. 2 outs here. Bottom of the 6th. Runners at second and third. Eaton looking to get some insurance runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The pitch from Romero. Strike on the outside corner, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Romero, the sign from Klein. Sets up on the outside corner of the plate, the pitch. And that ball, 1 hopper back to Romero, over to Gillick at first, 1-3 on the putout. So Eaton, no runs on 1 hit. There was no errors and 2 runners left on base. After 6 complete innings of play, Eaton 6, Brush 2. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Top of the 7th inning we go. Pitching change for the Eaton Reds. Liam Whalen comes to the plate in order to relieve Gunnar Garrison. Tito Lopez moves from third base over to shortstop, and in the game, Grayson Klingon comes into the game. So Eaton, 6 runs on 7 hits, Brush 2 runs on 3 hits. Gunnar Garrison with 7 strikeouts on the day, 1 base on ball. For the Beat Diggers, coming to the plate in the top of the 7th inning, River Hodgson. Chase Schmidt goes out, talks to Liam Whalen, make sure they're on the same page. Eaton 9-2 on the season, 1-0 in league. Brush 6-3 coming into the game, 2-0 in the league. Liam Whalen with the pitch to River Hodgson, a ball. Liam Whalen, full windup, pitch just outside, ball 2. Whalen, 1.35 ERA, 1-1 is his record, 10 1/3 innings. And that pitch swung at and missed by River Hodgson, 2 balls and a strike. So for Liam Whalen in those 10 1/3 innings, 6 base on balls, 12 strikeouts. The 2-1 pitch to Hodgson, swung at and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes to number 5, left fielder River Hodgson. Pitch from Whalen. That ball fouled at the plate. Hodgson stays alive. Eli Klein, the on-deck circle. Again, beautiful day for baseball. Just a slight breeze, clear blue sky. The pitch from Whalen. Just outside, full count to Hodgson. Whalen gets a sign from Schmidt. Schmidt receives the pitch, strike 3. Hodgson swings through that pitch for strike number 3. Eli Klein comes to the plate with 1 out, top of the 7th inning, brushed down to their last 2 outs. Unless they score some runs here in the top of the 7th inning. That pitch from Whalen, a ball. Klein 0 for 2 on the day. That pitch swung at in the dirt by Klein. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the 7th inning, Eaton with a 6-2 lead. The pitch from Whalen, up strike. Upper part of the strike zone, center cut. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch swung at and missed by Klein, and he's out. Strike 3, strikeout swinging. 2 outs in the inning. Top of the order, Landon Mesh comes to the plate. Landon Mesh 0 for 3 on the day. Mesh came into the game hitting .469. Mesh hits from the left side. Whalen the pitch. Strike outside corner. Belt high. Brush running out of outs. And that ball foul down the right field line. So Mesh down on the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Brush 2 outs. Top of the 7th inning. Nobody on base. Brush down 6-2. Brush needs 4 runs to keep this game a-going. And that ball is fouled down the third base line by Mesh. So Mesh stays alive. No balls, 2 strikes to the left-handed hitting Landon Mesh. Mesh pitched well today against these Eaton Reds. The 0-2 pitch from Whalen to the plate. And that ball, one hopper past Tito Lopez into left field for a base hit by Landon Mesh. Good piece of hitting by Mesh.
Number 9, Ben Metlin.
Ben Metlin to the plate, 0 for 3 on the day. From the stretch, Whalen to the plate, the offering. And that ball fouled up and over the screen. Mesh on at first. Metlin at the plate, Perciodal in the on-deck circle. Good if Metlin could get on base. Get your number 3 hitter to the plate, who's has a couple hits on the day. That pitch outside to Metlin. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Top of the 7th inning. Liam Whalen with a pitch, the offering, and that ball hit out to right field for a base hit. And we're going to go 1 base at a time. So Mesh to second. Metlin at first, exactly what we called for. Single on the hard line drive to right field. Perciodal to the plate, 2 for 3 on the day. Runners at second. Landon Mesh at first, Ben Metlin. The offering, and that pitch, strike, is Whalen took a little bit off that pitch. No balls and a strike to Perciodal, the pitch. That ball in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Top of the 7th inning, brushed down 6-2. Gunnar Garrison threw 6 innings, had 7 strikeouts. The pitch, Odell to Odell, it's in the dirt. Percy ahead in the count, 2 balls and a strike against Liam Whalen. The 2-1 pitch, 2 outs in the inning. And that ball fouled. Count evens at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Percy. Percy hanging tough as he fouled that towards the third base dugout. 2-2, 2 outs, runners on first and second. Pitch, and that ball swung at and missed, and that's the ball game. Eaton 6, Brush Beat Diggers 2. Brush had 2 base hits in that inning, so no runs, 2 hits, no Eaton errors. 2 runners left on base. We'll take a short break. We'll be back. Brush Beat Diggers lose to the Eaton Reds 6-2. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Brush postgame show is brought to you by Advanced Agri Solutions. Get a full plan of seed, food, and water for your field. Now is the time to begin your planning next year's growing season. Call Dusty or Roxy at 970-571-2024. The Brush Beat Diggers lose to the Eaton Reds 6-2. Eaton 6 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors, and they leave 4 runners on base. Brush 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error, and they leave 7 runners on base. For the Eaton Reds, Gunnar Garrison was basically the man today. 6 innings pitched, 78 pitches, 61 of those strikes. He gave up 2 runs, but one of them was earned, the other was unearned. He struck out 7 and only gave up the 1 base on ball. And then Liam Whalen comes in the 7th inning and shuts down the Brush Beat Diggers. Although he gave up 2 base hits, he struck out the side to get 3 strikeouts. So that was basically it for the Eaton Reds. Eaton scored a run in the top of the first inning to take a 1-0 lead. Brush took a 2-1 lead in the third inning on Percy Odell base hit, knocked in 2 runs, and they took a 2-1 lead. Eaton scored another run in the bottom of the third to tie things up in 2-2 in the third inning. Cooper Nider hit a 365-foot home run over the left field fence to take a 3-2 lead, and then Eaton added 3 runs in the top of the fifth on a combination of hits and a Brush error. So for Brush, Landon Mesh actually pitched well against the Eaton Reds in 5 innings, through 96 pitches, 50 strikes. 6 runs he gave up were all earned, but struck out 5 and only walked 3. Trey Romero came in and pitched 1 inning, and Trey Romero didn't give up any runs and had no strikeouts, but gave up a hit and a base on ball. Percy Odell was 2 for 3 on the day for the Beet Diggers. 2 for 4 on the day. I take that back. And Landon Mesh had a hit, and also Trey Romero had a hit. Ben Metlin had a hit for the Diggers. So Brush had a little bit of offense against a very, very good pitcher, Gunnar Garrison. Gunnar Garrison is a junior, and he's already signed with BYU. So he'll have more to do with Eaton over the course of this season as well as in the next season. The win goes to Gunnar Garrison. He's 5-0 on the season. And the loser is Landon Mesh. Pitched valiantly, but not enough in order to be able to secure the victory. So for the second time this season, Brush has lost to the Eaton Reds. First time was down at Runyon Field. They lost 13-2. Here today, they lose 6-2. Brush plays Sterling Saturday in Brush, 11 a.m. start. That'll be on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Fort Morgan on B106 plays Sterling tomorrow at Sterling at 4 p.m. That'll be on B106. Eaton goes to 10-2, 2-0 in league. Brush falls to 6-4, 2-1 in league. The line score, once again, Eaton 6 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors, 6 runners left on base. Brush 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error, and 7 runners left on base. The sound engineer and producer of Brush Beet Digger Baseball is Rose Condis. I'm Kevin Fergus with the final score, Eaton 6, Brush 2. You've been listening to Brush Beet Diggers Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.